Carrie Tollefson, and today we're going to get after it with my longtime coach, Dennis Sparker, who is the head coach at Team USA Minnesota and at Augsburg College. And today we're not talking so much about the physical side of things, we're talking more about the mental side of things. So Dennis, tell us about that. That's a huge component of training.
Yeah, you can do all the miles, all the intervals, all the hill workouts, but the most crucial moment in every race is psychological. And you have to have strategies for overcoming those challenges that occur. And if you do that, then you're going to be much more successful in your racing. First of all, you have this picture in your mind of the kind of runner you really want to be. And then you have strategies for particular races. And then you have self-talk that reinforces those strategies.
Through visualization and positive thinking, Dennis has helped me to become a more successful runner and person.
The most important thing is to see yourself being successful. If you can't see it up here, you're not going to believe it deep down in here. And that deep down belief in yourself is the nature of confidence.
A big part of my race preparation is learning to anticipate any possible problems so that I can immediately react to them.
Things don't always go your way, so you have to anticipate things that might come up and have strategies for overcoming those during the race so that when they do, when something does happen, it's not a surprise, because a surprise is going to raise your anxiety. In a cross-country race, for example, you might fall down, you might get tripped. What do? You get up.
Yeah.
You have to think about that instead of, if you don't think about it, you just fall down, you lay there and you're like, oh no, my race is wrecked.
Yeah. One strategy I use in racing is positive word cues, where I associate specific words with segments of the race.
Well, sometimes runners are overwhelmed with the whole race.
Yeah.
They can't focus on the little things they need to be successful. Mm-hmm. So you have to break it down and then stay in the present.
Yeah.
Do your best on the first K, do your best on the next K. Like maybe the first mile you have word cues like quick, relaxed. You can't win anything in the first mile. And then you get to the second mile, like if it's a 5K, for example. You want to aggressively find your best pace. You don't want to just settle into a pace. So you have to say things like, move, go with them. And then you get to the last mile and then it's like, okay, push, hard, kick. And if you break it down like that and you do your best on each little part, you don't have to think about the end result, it just happens.
Right. Dennis has helped me to recover and stay positive when I've had frustrating races or setbacks in my career.
Every runner has a bad workout or bad races from time to time, and even in life people have experiences that they don't expect that are challenging. You're a great example in 2004, after the 5,000. That was pretty devastating, actually, for both of us.
Yeah.
But it had more to do with the fact that at that point, the injury that you had, even going into that, once you got to that last mile, it was just hard to turn it over in the end there. But for 1,500, it was doable. And so you just had to take that, take what you could from that 5K, use it for motivation for the 15, and that was what you did. When something happens like that, there's all kinds of emotional things that happen, and you can't be hard on yourself and drag yourself down. You just have to learn things and then apply positive thoughts to the whole process so that you can, maybe you're down here, but you want to come back up here.
You've taught me that I need to kind of visualize and see what I want to do, and I've done some things, and I'm not quite done yet, I don't think, but I thank you so much, d-dawg.
Yeah.
d-dawg is his name. I think I gave that to you back in 2001.
Right.
But this is big, and I appreciate you being here. So get after it and train your brain. Click here to join me in a visualization exercise led by legendary coach Dennis Sparker.